ag markets that we felt were relevant. And then we went on to say, the rest of, we're adopting the rest of ag and markets law, except to the extent it's inconsistent, we intend for our law to be controlling. But one of the provisions that we have implicitly adopted from agriculture and markets says that a dog shall not be declared dangerous if the court determines that the conduct of the dog was justified because the threat, injury, or damage was sustained by a person who at the time was committing a crime or offense upon the owner or custodian of the dog, or upon the property of the owner or custodian of the dog. That's one subsection. B, or the dog, or was justified because the injured, threatened, or killed person was tormenting, abusing, assaulting, or physically threatening the dog or its offspring, or has in the past done so. And then subsection C is, the attack was justified because the dog was responding to pain or injury, or was protecting itself, its owner, or custodian, or a member of its household, its kennels, or its offspring. So there is a defense for, in the incident that you raised, that would specifically address that in ag and markets, which we have implicitly adopted.
So I don't think riding my bike past house, which,
No, I was referring more to the two Rottweilers who came and approached your dog. If
Yeah.
your dog felt that you or your
my
dog was
wife, it
threatened,
was my wife, actually happened to see me.
in that event, that would be a defense.
Did you call? Anyone?
No, she called me and I picked him up right away.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I broke the speed limit, I'm guilty, you can write me a ticket.
Okay, so at that point, that's when you contact Jessica, so that she's aware of the situation, and then she, in turn,
Yeah.
follows her law.
Again, as you mentioned, we're in the country, and we don't go to that extreme, correct?
Correct.
I'm speaking to you.
Yeah, I don't need to talk to you, no, I'm here to talk to the board,
Oh, okay.
and I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Mark?
We can agree to disagree.
That's fine.
Section 5 sub C, again, so my concern here is that you're just leaving this open to, weaponizing. So anybody who walks their dog, anybody who has their dog in the park will be guilty of, section 5 sub C.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Everyone will be,
Walking their dog in the park?
anywhere, off your property. If you're walking your dog off your
Oh
property,
my God.
section 5 sub C is going to happen.
What if we had a dog park?
And if you
A
get,
dog
sorry,
can't urinate or defecate on another
that's what I'm
property?
saying,
Huh?
it'll still happen.
Yeah.
Are you
Right.
kidding?
Huh?
It can't be an ag market.
Take your urine out, but.
So if
Wait, so we're going.
if section 5 sub C happens, and you can just report it, right? So for complaints, anybody who observes a dog doing this, you can just call in a complaint, and that person will be summoned to court, right? And it'll be 75 for the first offense, 150, and then 250 to 350.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
So what you're gonna have is,
Because they're saying it.
Mark is trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Order?
Okay, go ahead.
so what you're gonna have is neighbors or people in town with disagreements. Somebody doesn't like you because your grass is too long, or your yard's a mess, or they don't like your kids, or they don't like you, whatever it is. And they're just gonna call and say, hey, I observed this person's dog doing section 5 sub C, and that person will be summoned to court. Over and over and over again. And in the end, again, the dog's gonna suffer. Because that person's either gonna get rid of their dog because they're tired of being summoned to court for nothing, or you're gonna have serious disputes between neighbors when they find out that their neighbor's calling them into the dog control officer twice a month. So you're just opening it up to weaponizing against people with normal disputes.
So-
When you say anybody can call that in.
No, well, not anybody, the only thing that, under this law that allows for self-reporting directly to the court is the dangerous dog provisions. Everything else would be enforced by either police or a dog control officer. Neither of them are going to bring a case based on a statement saying my neighbor walked by and their dog went to the bathroom in my lawn. Again,
So
dog control and law enforcement are
doesn't
gonna require
12A
proof.
say, 12A says except set forth in section 6. So except section 6, Any person who observes a dog in violation of any of this law may file a complaint. So anything outside of section 6 that reads, right?
So I mean, that's really intended a complaint to the dog control officer.
I'm just going by how it reads, that's all.
What section are you looking at, sir?
12A,
12A.
it says except section 6. So any person who observes a dog in violation of this law can complain under oath to the dog control officer specifying the nature of the violation. So that covers the whole law except section 6, right?
Okay, say two neighbors are having a problem, your dog keeps coming over.
It's under oath with the dog control officer.
Right?
And then it says, if the dog officer finds that there's probable cause to believe that the law has been violated, the dog control officer can file a complaint with the court.
And again, who's the dog control officer?
Just the Goodell, G-O-O.
In here it says any person authorized by you, so could that be somebody else?
Well, that's because she's with Wyoming County and they authorize her.
Still just says any person authorized by you, so should that be reworded?
Well,
It says, enforcement, this local law shall be enforced by any dog control officer when acting regardless, or when acting pursuant to his or her special duties.
Dog control officer, like the definition of it back in the beginning, it says any person authorized by the Wyoming County Board of Supervisors or Town Board of Bennington. My fear is you would just appoint anybody to do that.
well, I think it's because if we didn't use the county anymore and we had our own dog control officer,
You could appoint-
otherwise you gotta change the
You
law.
could just appoint somebody that you chose, correct? I'm just
The
clarifying.
board.
Yeah,
Yes,
right. If we no longer had our agreement with Wyoming County.
so you could
to
just pick
provide these
anybody to do that.
Well, you
To
would
go around
probably ask
policing.
people to apply for it.
Going back to the ag market laws, I am not an attorney at all. I just did a basic Google search. Nothing in regards to dangerous dogs. Does it say anything about a misdemeanor?
If you
So,
wanna look at it right now, I have tab.
okay, I'm just,
What
like I
section is
said,
it, please?
this is dangerous dogs, AGM 123, dangerous dogs, New York Consolidated Laws, agriculture markets law.
Go to subsections 8 and 9.
Have the dog.
So, she's looking for that. I think maybe we should do something about that. It's just urinating or defecating on somebody's property.
I think getting rid of your name.
Get rid of urinating but defecating without cleaning it up, because again, these are dogs. Anybody have a problem with that?
This just pertains to dogs, or does this pertain
Okay,
to
I do
other
see that,
animals?
I'm sorry, I can't even drive on like
Does this only pertain to dogs?
this law.
Yeah, so, do we have any other laws about other animals at large? Cows, chickens?
Is there anything in the right to farm about cows getting loose?
I was just gonna say, but it's not cows, it's a cow farm, it's gonna be cows. I'm just saying, they're a nuisance
I don't think
too.
there's a cow.
Oh, there is, there is.
Most cows are in a barn, if they get loose.
Excuse me, where I live, I sometimes see a cow on the road.
Nope.
Yeah, and it is a nuisance.
Well, some people have, fields that pastures that cross the road, so they.
Right, but I'm talking about ones that get loose.
Well, that happens.
Right.
I'm not saying
But
that
it's a
doesn't.
nuisance.
But there are laws for it.
Okay,
I hit a cow in the road.
yeah, it's very
And
nice.
then,
And
unfortunately, the
chickens,
farmer had to pay for my damage.
okay.
That's egg, they can probably egg and market.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do we have noise laws that pertain to other things than dogs?
Actually, we're working on that.
Okay.
Speaking of noise though, with the
But
dog
I'm sorry,
barking,
this woman back here's been asking.
I just had a question, because going down Church Road, I don't care about the chickens, it's just the fact of some of them go in the road and I almost hit them.
Yeah.
Is that not like a safety concern? Because there's no speed limit, it's a speed limit of 55. Chickens are free ranging in the road. If I hit one,
Yep.
It's done.
It happens.
can that be also something, an issue that you guys look at, please?
I want to talk about the dog barking. How do we know whose dog it is? And do I have to go and record somebody's dog for 10 minutes or 30 minutes? Or can somebody just be like, oh yeah, it's been 30 minutes, they've been barking all the time, and it's definitely that particular person over there? Like, who is going to actually investigate this? I mean, this just sounds so
Yeah.
absolutely
The dog
ridiculous.
control officer would come out and just park her car and sit there and see.
She was the one who
And here's
actually,
what I don't want.
she was the dog control officer was the one who recommended the Attica law, which is where we took that from.
But we
and
don't live in
her-
the village.
Let me answer the question. Her position was essentially, when she receives the complaint, she's not going to write a ticket until she goes and witnesses the same behavior. So if somebody complains, I don't know, when was her public hearing? August? She had come and went over that, and she said, the barking stuff is probably the hardest part of any dog law to enforce because it is very subjective. She's like, I've gone and sat in front of houses for 8 hours just to see if they.
Gross misuse of
Time.
government funding.
Yep.
But just.
And do we really need it?
No, just think of the other scenario. You've been at Roswell Park having chemo and radiation, and you're home and you're feeling lousy, and you want to try to get some sleep and some rest. And you can't because you got a dog that's barking and barking, and you call up, nobody's home to answer, to take care of the dog, or somebody is home and they're just not responding. Or if you've got a sick child, or, somebody that baby that's been teething, you finally get it down to sleep or whatever. And now this dog starts or whatever, and you call over after 10 minutes and say, can you please, find out what the problem is, Is there an animal outside that the dog is concerned with? Is there some person walking around or whatever? But if people aren't gonna respond and help, it's like, what's your recourse? I mean, you don't wanna move. That's your home.
You could say that in any situation.
Is that for a first offense? I mean, if you have a dog that barks for half an hour, I don't know, for some reason, it's like the first time that's ever happened. I mean, I know you have to have witnesses or whatever, and, okay, if it becomes habitual, is what you're talking about?
Right,
Okay,
right.
that makes sense.
And Justa has said that when she goes, she usually gives people warnings before she does anything. And she will go and give them a warning, and it usually takes care of it. Because if you're not home, you don't know what your dog's doing.
Yeah, but this also says bark at motor vehicles, runners, walkers, pedestrians, highway. I'm looking at, section 5. E here. Habitually chase, run alongside of, or bark at motor vehicles, motorcycles, runners. We were just talking about the Amazon. Our dog's barking at the Amazon drivers. On a public street, highway, or place, what if I'm out walking my dog and he sees the Amazon guy? He doesn't like the Amazon guy, my dog is barking. Am I gonna get a ticket for that?
If your dog is chasing the Amazon guy on public property,
Well,
probably.
it says bark at. It literally says bark at. Or bark, or bark.
For a half an hour?
It doesn't say a half an hour there, Ellen.
It's a different section,
You're in section 5?
5E.
You got 30 minutes? For morning, 30 minutes.
I mean,
That's not what it says here.
that's not really barking on the phone.
Oh, okay.
That's, we don't want dogs chasing people on public roads.
It says habitually.
Habitually chase, right, run alongside of, or bark.
Habitually bark.
Or bark, it doesn't, it says bark in there.
Habitually is for the entire, all the actions.
It
that's
says
listed.
habitually chase, run alongside. Habitually chase is one meaning, run alongside of,
No,
or
it's-
bark. English.
So,
Thank you, yes,
Okay.
or bark is a
Okay, so
separate.
put it habitually in front of all of
That
them.
was how that
Or just,
sentence.
thank you.
I mean, I don't.
I'm a teacher.
Oh.
So it's just a different, like, running out.
Where is the section that talks about the dog being, there has to be a catalyst for the dog? The dog has to be barking or not? Isn't there something in there where it says,
Yeah.
Oh. For about being provoked.
yes,
Section 5.
yeah.
1, 2, and 3. That's just saying, E is just saying that it's a restriction, it's under restrictions. So.
I think you should get rid of the bark, yes, in that section, because it makes no sense. Habitually chase, run alongside of, or bark after restraint.
I think what that means is,
But
I
are
have a
you
neighbor-
thinking, or is that's what it is, and that's why it needs to be in black and white, so when somebody's reading this, and we're coming up with all these complaints, and people are suing people, and we're getting judges involved, we need to make sure that this is black and white. So if I'm reading this, it says habitually chase, that's one thing, run alongside, that's another.
So do you want
Or
habitually placed in front of each?
No, just get rid of bark,
Yeah.
get rid of bark.
I don't know about
I think you have to have bark in there, and I will tell you why, all right?
Okay.
I have a neighbor who has dogs, and it used to happen all the time, when I had somebody pull in the front of my house, those dogs would run onto my property habitually, and habitually bark at the cars and the people that were in the cars.
Well, you know what's great with these new laws, they're on your property now, just because of that, without this bark thing, you can actually go and call them. You don't need the bark in there, lady.
Excuse me?
Strike each simple, please.
I am.
Yeah, you are, honey. You are.
My dog will sit in the window and bark at the postman, will bark at the Amazon person,
You got nothing there, kids.
bothering anybody but us.
But the postman or the Amazon guys are not there for half an hour. They're in the day.
It's not in Amazon, it just says bark.
It's a part of a pretty good violation, you've got to use both sections of the law.
Specify that.
It does, it needs to be specified, yep.
They're two separate sections.
Okay.
Is this, definitely going into effect, or is this being voted on by the town?
No, we still have to have another public hearing on this before it's gonna be voted.
Yeah.
And then it will be voted on, and then,
voted on by the
Eventually,
town board.
it's gonna depend on how many more changes we decide we have to make.
okay, you get to the point where you're done with changes, it'll be voted on. And
Yeah.
if the town is truly against it, it will not go into effect.
She said town board.
Yes.
The town board
The town
will vote on
board.
this?
Yeah, we
Local
don't
laws
vote on
are
it, they
voted
do.
on by the town board, according
And will
to
you
New York
take into
state law.
consideration everybody that's for and against it?
Yeah.
And your input goes into it too.
Yeah, we made a lot of changes at our last meeting.
Well, yeah, you're hearing changes, but I'm saying, if the majority of the town is showing up here saying that they don't want it, will that be
Well-
taken into consideration? I'm just asking, will that be taken into consideration?
Well, for one thing.
Or is
this
it only
isn't
what
the
you
majority
want?
of the town.
The majority of the town?
This isn't the majority.
No, I understand, but
Yeah. Okay.
there's not just one meeting tonight, there's been several. So
Right,
you get,
right.
the people that want to come to these and voice their concerns. So if you are hearing the majority of the people say they don't want it, will that be taken into consideration? Or are you going on based on what you all want, which seems to be to have this? I'm just asking.
Well, I think we have, we ask you to come, people make, remarks, we make our changes. We don't know who the rest, what the rest of the people want because they don't come. So all
what
we're
do you
doing-
show?
Yeah, but that's after the fact, that's after everything's been done and we've taken all your comments, put it in writing. If you know people that don't wanna come, put it in writing and send it to us. We read everything, you sit here and you tell us what you don't like,
Well, yeah,
okay.
you're making changes to this, then I'm saying, does this have to even go into effect? If you're hearing from the town that the town doesn't want it.
I mean, I think that the answer on that is, you know, these are elected positions.
Yeah.
You may not get to
You're
vote on the
right.
law, but you get to vote on who votes on the law.
Quick question or statement, in regards to, you asked me about hitting the chickens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's my belief, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you hit a dog or livestock, you have to stop, report it, or find the owner.